This is a strange area because it was here that one of the great UFO incidents in the history of the United States took place back in 1969. Let's check it out. A covered bridge, one of the oldest in Massachusetts, is behind me, and even more astonishing, the knotweed that makes a home on every New England river has been attacked, it appears, by some local invasive plant haters. It will grow back quickly unless it's been hit with herbicide, and the herbicide will run down into the Housatonic River, which I'm sure nobody cares if it gets any more polluted except for people like me that fish it. I dragged the skeptical Alex Temple to the site through the covered bridge that saw the actual event take place. Yes, this very bridge was driven across by a family back in 1969 on Labor Day weekend, and it was right here when they emerged from the bridge that over their head they saw a UFO of enormous size, and everyone in that vehicle ended up having a different experience. Some reported waking up inside the UFO. In fact, Thomas Reed was 6 years old at the time, and he reports waking up on a gurney inside the vessel, the craft, surrounded by various creatures of a humanoid appearance. On that vessel, he met a woman who was also captured, maybe 6 miles to our northwest, at I believe it's called Mansfield Pond. This was a really amazing moment, and such an amazing moment, Temple, that your governor, Charlie Baker, who's now, what is he, the NCAA commissioner?
I used to write citations in the State House. I would give them to people for becoming Girl Scouts.
Do not demean the monument, Temple. Charlie Baker, the governor of the state of Massachusetts in 2015, and that is before the COVID created a little bit of temporary insanity down there. He put this dedication up, and the people of Sheffield
service to the incident
were split. They were split. There's some that don't think this has any place, and there's some that think. Now, here's the thing. This is possibly Bunk and Balderdash.
Historically significant.
But it is a piece of history because
somebody thought it
report
happened.
It.
Yes.
People have spent years investigating it, and there is a cult of UFOs and little green men that exists right now. I mean, think the 70s, 80s. I mean, UFOs became
very fashionable.
A rock group sang about them.
I've seen Steven Spielberg's early work.
Sticks Temple, a gathering of angels.
Yeah, did they do the thing, the Close Encounters of the Third Kind?
Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Devil's Tower will never be the same. The Housatonic River flows on. The beautiful Housatonic still runs. The bridge still stands. Thomas Reed is now in his 60s. And still to this day does interviews talking about the event. And he is purportedly a very easy guy to reach out to. So maybe Fish and Historic Places has got to do an episode with him down here on the river. If you think that's a good idea, hit me in the comments. I mean, he'd probably...
Like and subscribe.
Well, he'd probably throw a worm out there. I don't know what kind of a fisherman he is, but this river...
Maybe he'll find Atlantis.
Temple, don't bring Donnelly into this, all right? Don't bring Ptolemy and Donnelly and all that in here. The UFO phenomena is a real phenomena. Whether or not the UFOs are truly interstellar travelers from other worlds is a different story, right? There's all kinds of speculation. Some people have noticed a major correlation between earthquakes and UFO appearances. Now, what could that be all about? Ball lightning? There's all kinds of things people think. Could it be visitors from our own future? There's all kinds of speculation. But at the site of Reed's and the Reed family's experienced back in 1969 on Labor Day weekend. This is a crazy fishing historic places walk around moment, Temple, that you're part of. Crazy.
Oh, yippee.
Look, we got another monument right here in the shape of a saucer. It's in the shape of a saucer itself.
The shape of a Coke bottle cap.
Donated by the History Channel's Ancient Aliens. Welcome to the site of the first UFO incident, officially inducted into the U.S. as historically true.
Inducted? Do we have a Hall of Fame?
We must have a Hall of Fame of things that are historically true. But there it is, the History Channel, which used to be the History Channel. It was all about like real history, and now it's about
why
Squatch.
Don't they have something at Mum Bet's site?
The History Channel. I don't know. Once upon a time, the History Channel did history, but nonetheless, this is a cool place to walk around. Beautiful old covered bridge over a historic and scenic river. And the only extant UFO monument in the U.S. of A. Right here, in 1969, coming across this now abandoned bridge, was a family with 5-year-old Thomas Reed in the vehicle. And as they moved across the bridge, driving down this road, a gigantic UFO was in the sky above them. And I guess Tom's father tried to outrun the UFO, and that ended up leading to the first Massachusetts example of what you could call an alien abduction. Now, Tom, who's been interviewed a lot, doesn't call it an abduction. Yet to other people, if you get brought on board an alien craft, even though you might not feel fear, that's an abduction. And Tom calls it an event, I think, an event. And this is the Thom Reed UFO Monument Park. And it was declared a monument park by the governor of Massachusetts in 2015. The very popular governor of Massachusetts, now head of NCAA basketball, Charlie Baker, declared that there was something that happened here, an off-world incident. And he dedicated this park to Thom Reed. Very interesting. It looks like there's a telescope over here. I've got to go investigate this. It is dedicated to the memory of Stanton Friedman. May secrets be revealed. It's an actual telescope that's just sitting here. Turn for a clearer view. Oh, well, yeah, it does work. Wonder how long this thing's going to be in operation. Oh, wow, it's pretty powerful. Cool. Wish it was better balanced. Never seen something like that. But it's fitting that it would be in the Thom B. Reed UFO Memorial Park. But leaving a site like this, right? Beautiful river, beautiful covered bridge with its own unique history, all the history that Sheffield has, you have to think about what is history. Now, Sheffield is home to Elizabeth Freeman, and her history was not a history that was much covered for a long time in American history. This is the person, Elizabeth Freeman, known as Mum Bet, who had challenged the institution of slavery in Massachusetts based on the new state constitution. And she won her freedom as a result of a local court making the right decision. So the point is, Elizabeth Freeman's history was ignored for a long time. And what is history? It's the story of human events. What happened to Thom Reed here is a real event. And a lot of people feel like it really happened. I don't think he was making it up. And he's taken lie detector tests and everything else. He's only a little kid when it happened. And people don't want to talk about strange events that happen like that. There's probably a lot more strange events that happen that people don't talk about. Because if they talk about them, you know, what's somebody else going to say? And here's the beautiful sky over Sheffield, ending another great summer day.